Today I'm going to be taking a look at these, what I think are imitation Google glasses, but are actually supposed to be smart glasses from a company called Digioptics. Welcome back to another episode of Stu's Reviews. When these first popped up on my feed in some dark corner of a social network, I got a little bit happy inside. Could these be the replacement for Google Glass? Well, I won't go into too much detail just yet for reasons you'll find out later. But to give you a few basic pointers, these glasses by Digioptics feature several buttons to operate them, have little LEDs built into the transparent block at the front, feature gesture control, and have a camera for photo and video. These are a very interesting design. I mean, these are so reminiscent of the Google Glass. Now, there's a big difference here straight away, is that it actually has glasses inbuilt into it. Now, these are not prescription glasses. These aren't even reading glasses. They're just lenses, which is very, very, very strange. And what's even stranger is that Digioptics do a bunch, where's my phone? Digioptics do a bunch of different lenses that come with this. Some of them are see-through lenses, some of them are actual sunglasses. I mean, you can get a pair of aviators with them, which looks pretty cool. But this is basically their starter one, which is the Digioptics Motus Smart Glasses. Now, in today's day and age, is this sort of thing acceptable? I mean, you're walking around with a great big camera on you, and this is very obvious as to what it is, very much like the Google Glass was. The things that Snapchat specs do well are that they hide the camera in the glasses. They don't hide it, they still make it relatively obvious, but it's less intrusive. Whereas these, I think, are quite intrusive. But I guess we should probably go through some of the features and have a look and see how these perform. Now, the first thing I want to take a look at is the camera, because I think that's probably one of the most important functions of this before we go into anything else, to find out how good this camera performs. So, let's take a look. Now, one of the ways in which I think these could possibly be useful is to help you with some form of sport, namely shooting in this particular case, because hopefully it'll be able to record what I'm doing with the gun and give me some tips on where I'm potentially going wrong. So I'm going to shoot a couple of clades and then review the footage back at the studio and see what it looks like. I think it's possibly recording now. Truth be told, I don't know, because I can't really see the green light that's supposed to be flashing. It's too bright out here, which is potentially a flaw of this particular thing. So, okay then. Well, that was a hit. Pull! That was a miss. Okay, so hopefully the glasses will have shown me where I've gone wrong with that one. Okay, I'm going to have 3 more shots and back to the studio. Pull! Hit. Pull! Miss. Seems to be a pattern here, missing the second shot. Okay, last one now, okay, and you fired that before that was cheating. Are you trying to cheat now? Trying to get a score higher than me? Pull! Oh, that was a miss, and we're finishing today with a miss. I won't sleep properly now for weeks. As you can see, the camera is diabolically awful. It is terrible. The sound is awful. The picture is really, really bad. Pull! Oh, that was a miss, and we're finishing today with a miss. I couldn't see any of the clays on there, so pretty much useless. Could it be useful for something? Well, it does have a picture, to an extent, if you can call 3 pixels a picture, but I was not impressed with the camera. So we'll scrap that feature and we'll move on to some of the other things that this can do. This can work on its own, i.e. as I've just shown you, or alternatively it can pair up to your phone to do things like control music. So let's have a look at that. It has to be streaming audio to the glasses for the gesture control on the music to work. But it is exactly like the Google Glass. That is the earpiece, and it simply plugs in here like this, and then sits in my ear like that. It's a bit uncomfortable. Oh God, there we go. Now the gestures on this are inherently useless because it only works for the music streaming to these devices, or this device in particular. It won't work, say, if your phone is connected to a speaker and this is connected to your phone, which is stupid. But I also can't show you by usually kind of showing a recording on my phone because for whatever reason it won't let me record and stream music to this at the same time. So I'm going to have to just show you. Basically, let me turn the screen down here for you. Probably able to see that now. If I do this with my hand, no, 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 no. Let's try it when it's playing. So that paused it, that worked. For whatever reason, it doesn't want to play again. Oh, then it played then. You can see how reliable these are. Try again. Okay, good, we're getting it now. It's paused. There we go, it plays. Okay, so it does work to an extent. Right, now let's see if we can skip song by doing this. No. 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 Try and go back, forward. Stupid things! I just paused it instead. Ugh. Right, apparently as well I can do things like change the volume by doing this. Like that, I don't know. After watching this back, if you slow the footage down, you can actually see that that gesture in fact changed the volume. Wow. How far away am I supposed to be doing this? But you can see the gestures are absolutely useless. And I just look like a lunatic doing this next to my head for no apparent reason. Oh, now it's decided to play, isn't it? So overall, the gestures are pretty poor. Really, really, really poor. The other functions of this device are nothing. That's it. Now, I expected things like notifications to kind of indicate on here or something like that. No, none of that happens. Nothing. This inherently is a terrible device. It does nothing. It doesn't work at the things it's supposed to do, and it doesn't do the things that you want it to do. So this is a very poor imitation of Google Glass indeed, and it's a crying shame because I loved Google Glass and I've been looking for a modern replacement for a very long time that is supported and could be used on a daily basis. This just cannot be used because it is frustratingly horrible to use. I mean, I don't even know what setting this is in. It's got a blue light on now. Why is it not green? Has it turned itself off? Well, now it's green. Is that taking a picture? Oh, it just made a little beep. I think it just took a picture. How terrible is this device? It is one of the worst devices I've ever had on this channel. Now let's have a look at the cost, shall we? And find out how much it would cost you for the displeasure of using this device. Now, before I find out, I actually picked this up on eBay for about 30 quid, which in my eyes is far too much anyway. So let's find out how much it is on their website itself, because I didn't look earlier. $89. $89. That's like 60, 70 quid. Bloody hell. The Aviator ones are $159. But wait a minute. That's the discounted rate. They're $349. usually. For this, I am sorry, I cannot recommend these at all. Now, there's probably someone out there who is using this on a regular basis and disagrees with everything I say. If there is, I'd be super surprised. And I just don't believe you, because these are terrible. And if you see any comments in the comment section below saying, no, they're the best, don't believe them, because I can guarantee they're probably from the manufacturer. Because these are preposterous, and I cannot recommend them in any way, shape or form. And that concludes today's review. If you liked today's video, but hated the product, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you back for another episode of Stu's Reviews soon. Out of interest, I've just stood up now to finish the review. You can't even turn the bloody things off. Look, you've got the little indicator lights on here, and there is a button on the side that is the on-off button. Now, if I hold this in, you would expect the device to go off. I'm holding it in, no lights have gone off, one light has gone off, the blue light is still on. I've no idea why a blue light is still on, because I'm choosing to turn it off. I'm still holding that in, nothing is happening. This is ridiculous. Do I have to turn the Bluetooth off separately to the device itself? Well, apparently not, because I'm holding the Bluetooth. Oh, there we go. Look, finally, everything is off. God, the operation of this is terrible. 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 Before you go, consider supporting me on my Patreon page by clicking here. It'll give you some great discounts on stuff I've reviewed and helps me to continue doing reviews. If you want to see some fun stuff, click here to see the highlights of Stu's reviews. And, as a friendly reminder, click this button to subscribe.